Welcome to Home Dad Chat, brought to you by the National At Home Dad Network. My name is Brock,
My name is Danny.
and we are here to talk about life as stay at home dads. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
No, I don't want much. I even love handmade crafts made of macaroni. Come on now, you should know me. Times I might eat too much. Don't worry about my weight, got the dad bod rocking on me. Sketches on my feet, cargo shorts look good on me. I'm a dad, that's what I do.
Hey, everybody, welcome back to the show. Hope you've had a good week. Made it back to the microphone again to chat with you about anything and everything possible. And there's definitely lots of things coming up. So there's stuff to talk about for sure. But,
We're
it's
just struggling to figure out what.
exactly.
I
That's what it
am.
comes down to. Yeah.
The coffee is not kicked in. I didn't
Nope.
get enough sleep or something. And I'm like, what are you going to talk about for May? Because come up with stuff, Brock, because I'm done.
Yeah.
It's a
Well, and
lot.
the weather keeps fluctuating around, which just, hits in a not so fun way because those low barometer days really just drag it out of you. So that's not a good time either. But
We had a tornado on Saturday.
yuck.
Oh, yeah.
No, thank
I
you.
will say, I know tornadoes are awful terrible and they're, nothing positive comes out of them, but I love storms. And I will say the recent thunderstorms we've had here, including the tornado, really. I was talking to my brother who also lives here, and I'm like, this just reminds me of home. This just feels like home. This is the thunderstorm comes in, and in Georgia, you didn't have nearly as much buildup. I mean, it was there. You were, oh, sky's dark. You better get in the house. And then boom, you're wet. But the lightning and the thunder, teaching my kids to count the different, the time frame
Yep.
between the strike and the sound. And I'm like, oh, that was 3 miles away. We're not worried about that. And it's just exciting to me. Now, granted, we were all in the basement. I did pull out my specific, emergency kit with all the stuff.
Oh,
I
wow.
did have, I put my, I dressed up. Okay, if this was after the storm, the house, was destroyed, what would I want to be wearing? So I'm wearing long pants and boots, and just in case, because I'm preparing. And I
John,
told
new
all the
underwear.
kids, grab all your stuff. You shouldn't put on new underwear because if the
No clean
house falls
underwear.
down, it's not going to be clean anymore. My roof blows off, my underwear's no longer clean. There's no,
I thought the thing
I'll at
was the
least
mom
pee.
always said was make sure you're wearing clean underwear. So if you're ever
Well, I
in an
was
accident.
beforehand.
Yeah, well, there's
Then
that.
the
Yeah,
tornado
true.
hit and I peed on myself. That's just, yeah, yeah. But I was
Yeah.
really enjoying it in a way. I mean, I know, again, I mean, it destroyed an entire neighborhood up
Ooh.
north of us. And it is just gone, completely gone. And it's terrifying and awful and horrible. And I really hope we didn't get reports on a lot of injuries or any deaths yet, or I haven't read them. But even just losing the roof of your house would be
Yeah.
enough, much less your
Yeah.
entire house. And that's awful and terrible. And I'm not in any way saying that, tornadoes are good, but they are exciting.
Yeah. I mean, it's that time of year, so you got to be prepared for definitely the fluctuation in hot and cold are definitely going to cause an issue. Be prepared, people.
I loved it.
Definitely. Definitely. I was going to tell you that I went to a soccer game this past week, or the past week, went to see FC Cincinnati play against the Chicago Fire. Corey was like, I feel there's a theme to this year. Like everything Chicago. Because,
Wait, the name of the team is the Chicago Fire.
yeah, they've
Is
been
their
around
mascot
forever.
a cow?
It should be, but I don't think it is.
Because what?
I know. I feel it. I agree.
I think the Chicago Fire is probably more famous than the burning of Atlanta. Okay. I just feel like, and I grew up
True.
in Atlanta. So I just feel like good job on you, Chicago. Seriously, own it. Good job. But dang, that's okay. The Chicago Fire. All right. Sorry.
Yeah.
Didn't mean to
So,
interrupt, but
nope, you're good. You're
I
good.
didn't, I'm like, there's no way I just heard that. But
Yeah,
yeah.
they've
So
been
the
around for
game and the
a long
theme.
time. Yeah, so we went to the game. It was good. Actually, I ended up getting surprised with tickets that were really nice. We were like 11 rows off of the field on the sidelines, so that was really cool. And the game ended in a tie, but it was a good game and they were equally matched. So it was kind of coming into it. We're like, all right, this is going to be a slobber knocker of a game and it's going to get physical. And it was crazy. And like the referee was horrible, but it was a good game
What was
nonetheless.
the score?
3-3.
Oh wow, yeah,
Yeah.
that's a contested game right there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was crazy. So shots on goal were pretty much identical. The goal saves and things like that were pretty fantastic. It was a good game. The only thing that was, like I said, it was lopsided was the calls for fouls and whatnot. Like that was the wild part. But I mean, it turned out to be, like I said, just a fun time. We had, it was celebrating Corey's birthday, so that was good too.
sweet.
But yeah, we went to that, and yeah, the whole theme of Chicago is like, oh, okay, so get to go see the Chicago Fire play, and then we're gonna go and watch the Chicago White Sox later this year. Who knows? Probably hit a Chicago Cubs versus Reds here in town at some point, and then we've got Home Dad Con, so there's plenty to be had. Maybe even make it up possibly to the Field Museum to the Pokemon dinosaur exhibit that came in. We'll see. So who
Yeah,
knows?
that sounds like fun.
And I mean, it's nice. It's only a 5 hour drive, so it's not like it's that far away to get
That is
to. So
that is
that's
incredibly
easy.
dad of you.
It's a very easy drive. Yeah,
5 hours, that's nothing. We could do that. Just get up a little early. Yeah, leave out by 5:30. We'll be there before lunch.
exactly. I saw a guy on TikTok who
I love it.
he's from England, and he was talking about how somebody was saying to him like, "Man, like I just traveled 150 miles the other day." And he was like, "I'm pretty sure in America, like that's absolutely nothing to do."
Yeah,
Where they make it sound like it's some sort of like day-long deal, and it's like people drive that to go to work.
yeah,
And he was asking about what's the longest that you've ever, driven type of deal. And I was like, took my family on a 16-day, 5,000-mile trip to the Pacific Northwest and back. So there's that. But
yeah,
and then what popped up on my Facebook memories was 2 years ago, I was doing that trip out to Arizona. So that
yeah.
was, there's that too. That was a distance as well. So yeah, I mean, I think people in America just they don't mind really driving all that far, and it's
Yeah.
not a big deal.
I personally would love it if we had bullet trains.
I would
Honestly,
love a train. Yeah,
I mean, a train ride itself is awful. I will just say it's it's just it's slow, and I mean, you don't have assigned seats on a lot of them unless you get like a sleeping car or whatever, and you just kind of wait to get there. But with a bullet train, like, hey, you want to go to Atlanta? It'll take you an hour and a half or whatever. Yeah, let's do that. It'll probably take 4 hours, whatever. Just get on a train, cheaper than hopefully than a plane would be, and just chill out and
oh
end
yeah.
up. I would love
When
that. I think that'd
when
be
I was over in Germany, there was a time where like you get on the train, and this was before they really started banning cigarettes and things like that. But you get on there, and it was like you were just sitting in cigarette smoke the entire time you were in the car while you're going down the tracks, and it's like, all right, this is different. Okay, here we go. But I
yeah.
mean, that was the scene over there in I think it was like the early, maybe like late 90s, early 2000s type of
Mhm.
deal.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
But
I
yeah.
would I would say I would enjoy a road trip right now. I think I'm in a mood that I would just like to take a road trip and just and like you said, 4 or 5 hours is nothing. Let's do it. I'm not going to because there's a lot of stuff going on here that I have to take care of. I can't take 4 or 5 hours and go somewhere and then come back for 4 or 5 hours. No, it's
Yeah.
just there's I don't have the time right now to take a whole day off and the kids and everything else. But once summer hits, I'm ready.
I
I'm ready.
really
I'm
I
gonna get a road trip, get out of
yeah,
here.
road trip definitely. I think for me, like I really at some point want to do a road trip where I travel around going to the different stadiums to watch the Reds play just in
Hmm.
this area, because this past weekend they played up in Minneapolis and they swept the Twins. Sorry, Twins.
We don't talk bad about the Twins here. I'm sorry. We're evidently
Yeah.
a Minnesota Twins household.
Oh, really?
Who knew? Yeah, just really just can't be a fan of anyone else. I
Oh,
believe
well.
that my wife's mom would disown us if we like became a Braves fan specifically was brought up, and I'm like, "Ah, that's cool. I'm not really a Braves fan. I mean, I like the team, but I don't know anything about them. I don't support them
Yeah.
for any, I'm not a sports guy." And she was like, "Marnie, don't you dare." And Marnie's, hey, I'm not going to be a Braves fan either. Yeah, yeah. So it's okay though. It's okay. We are a Twins household. We don't talk bad about them.
Yeah,
They for us.
I will say it's painful probably to be a Twins fan right now because those three losses this weekend were rough. They were every time it was like the Twins were ahead, and then the Reds in the last two innings were just like, okay, that's enough. We're gonna turn up the heat now, and they would end up
Nice.
winning by like a point, like one run. And last actually on the last game of the series, they actually went into extra innings and basically whooped them 7-4. So yeah, it was a very interesting win, but yeah, just stuff like I think traveling around like that kind of thing is a lot of fun. You get a chance to see different cultures in the different cities and stuff like that, which is what I love about Home Dad Con too, because getting to go into different cities and see the landscape and the architecture and you know food and all that kind of stuff. Every place is a little bit different, and that's I think
Hmm.
that's what makes the United States so cool to be able to experience all that. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, I would agree with that.
yeah.
I'm looking forward, of course, to Chicago. I definitely am hoping to have another road trip. I want to go down to Atlanta, take all the kids, the whole family. I don't know if we'll be able to do that because, work schedules and all that, but just go back to Atlanta and see everybody and, let the kids see all their old friends who, will suddenly not recognize each other because they're all like a foot taller. Because they're all in that, they're all in that like 9 to 12, 13 year range. And it's, oh, wow. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. You're a completely different child now. Gotcha. But I am looking forward to at least getting out and definitely Chicago. Oh, man. I'm already ready. Just
Yeah.
ready.
Yep,
But
definitely.
Mother's Day is coming up.
May is coming around. Yep, it'll be here before we know it. Mother's Day is definitely one. I saw where somebody was posting already asking about, what your ideas are for Mother's Day. I mean, at least there's a bit of, preemptive work being done. I think that
It's a good time.
that's not a bad thing because I think sometimes, we as the primary caregivers sometimes can miss days like that because we're just busy dealing, like focused on the kids the whole time. It's, oh yeah. Gotta
I
get that one
I
in.
will say I'm the opposite because I handle all of the logistics and everything going on. The holidays come up as a reminder at least 30 days in advance. So
Oh,
it's like,
that's
okay,
good.
this holiday's coming up, this holidays because Mother's Day is something that I will say that it's not huge in our house. It's not a tremendous thing, but
Yeah.
we'll like send text to, the moms and grandmas kind of things. And then in-house, it'll be something much more simple. And I'm very fortunate to have a very low maintenance partner. So I'm just like, what are your expectations?
Same.
Oh, I don't know. You want to go out to dinner or something? I'm like, I don't want to do anything. We can stay home and eat hot dogs. I'm good. But if you want to go do something, we will go do it. And generally, she ends up being like, nah, I'm okay. I just want to take some time and, maybe sit outside and read and watch the birds or something like that. Cool. We can do that. But I'm
Yep.
getting the kids to write her a card or a note, probably a text from my kid in college, but still just something to just tell her this is why I love you, or this is why I think you're a good mom, or something along those lines. Because I really feel like more and more there's not any gift that we can give each other. We're kind of like a lot of couples that I talk to that are just like, oh, I really want this thing, so we just put it in the budget and I got it, or it's too expensive and I'm not going to ever get it. So we're definitely not going to do it on a holiday. I see those Christmas commercials where people give each other cars.
Ha.
I don't, I told Marnie,
Cars.
I said, you get to get the big bow on the new Mercedes. I'm like, I don't know who you are, but oh my God. And if we had the money, I told my wife, I said, look, if we were infinitely wealthy, like we were just billionaires, right? We were just whatever. Don't ever buy me a car. Don't. You would just tell me in advance. We'll go look at it together. We'll go find one because a car is such a huge commitment. Even if it's free, it's still, oh, okay, cool. I appreciate this gift. This is amazing. It's huge. It's incredible. The money value is just amazing. But then I'm driving this car every day and you forgot to get me heated seats or whatever. It's could be something. Oh, I wanted a hatchback and it's got a trunk or something like that. So I just feel like that's too much of a commitment.
See, I
But
don't mind the car idea actually, as long as it's like a classic car. Then I don't have to worry about the heated seats because they never came with them. But, you know, for
yeah,
me, I
crank
love a
windows,
good
no
classic.
AC.
Exactly. That's exactly what I want, in a hard top convertible that that goes back into the trunk, that kind of deal. That's
Sure. Yeah.
Just
Simple.
I'm all for that. If I had infinite money, that's what I would want. I would not want a new car. I would want classic cars.
A
So
classic car. Okay.
yeah,
Still, but a big
yeah.
commitment. I don't think I'm
But I
ready. I
think
think I would want to shop together. I wouldn't want to be surprised.
oh, there's that too.
You know,
Yes, but for
but
Mother's Day alone, though, yeah, I think too. Like my kids are big on just like breakfast in bed, that kind of thing. Maybe making something or whatever. But going out to eat is about as far as it goes. And really, I think in past years we've done. Oh, I know a couple years ago we took her to a bookstore because she loves to read, and she's
yeah.
like, pick out whatever books you want, type of deal. She's whatever books I want. I'm like, whatever books you can read in, a decent amount of time. I'm like I don't
Less
need.
than a handful. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
3
So
to 4 books tops. Don't go crazy.
exactly. So, just something like that too. And she's gotten to the point now where she's just like searching out on the library, websites and stuff for books. But,
Yeah.
that's a fun thing to do as well. Hey, this is an area. We actually just found this really cool pottery place where you can paint pottery and stuff.
Mhm.
And so,
Good idea.
the kids probably will want to go take her to do something like that because we all enjoy just sitting there and painting and having that experience. So that'll be
Nice.
cool. But yeah, so that's some Mother's Day idea there. You don't have to worry about jewelry and all those other
Yeah.
aspects to it. She's not a jewelry person, not like my mom who basically like has to have jewelry for every single holiday. It's really funny. And yeah, so that's coming up. I think too, as far as May goes, like the big nerdy day is May the 4th. That's always one that a
As
lot of
it
people
should
look
be.
forward
May the
to.
4th be with you.
Yeah. And the really sad
And
part
also with
about
your spirit.
sure, Obi-Wan Kenobi. The thing with that though is that you got the Mandalorian and Grogu movie coming out and it's on May 21st. That doesn't make any sense to me because you would think that they would try to release that around May the 4th, but whatever, I guess. I don't know. So yeah, that's coming up pretty quickly as well.
I think
I
that'll
think
be a
the
good movie.
I think it looks really good. I actually just started watching the Mall series that just opened up or
Oh
that
yeah?
just
Yeah, I've not
started
seen
up
that yet.
on the first episode's actually really cool. So I think I'm gonna really enjoy that. But yeah, so who knows? We'll see. That looked very interesting though. We'll see how many seasons they get out of it. I imagine it would probably be shorter than I
I
don't
think
know.
he's probably
A little.
shorter than
But
he used to
that's
be.
not the case though. That's the thing. That's the part I'm trying to figure out. That's the part I'm trying to figure out right now because he has legs.
It's probably robotic, I would say. I don't know. I don't know how the story
Yeah.
goes, but and I'm just gonna say I'm not really concerned with him as a villain. He's just half the man he used to be.
Oh my God. That was awesome. I was not expecting that. Holy crap. That's a good one. Yeah, I always thought it was interesting too. So if you ever watch the Ahsoka series, it's interesting that,
I'm
early
not, but
on,
yeah.
early on in the Star Wars world, if you got stabbed by a lightsaber, you were dead. But
Hmm.
apparently, when you get to the Ahsoka series, you can be stabbed by a lightsaber and still live
Yeah.
because one of the main characters gets stabbed like in the very first episode. And you're like, oh no, they kill him off already. And like the second episode, you see their back. I'm like, really? I have
Well,
so many questions.
I mean, it depends on where it hits, right?
It
If you
didn't
get
matter
lightsabered in the
though.
head, you're dead.
True.
Oh, I think
Yes.
everything, like if you see Qui-Gon Jinn, he got hit in the spine. I mean, he's dead. It's basically just a giant cauterized hole. So if you get hit in the leg, you're not going to die.
Yeah, maybe not. Yeah.
I mean, it's not like a poisonous radioactive thing. It's more of a burning hole of plasma.
True.
Yeah. So I could see that. I could see you surviving. Not me. I would be, you hit me in the belly or whatever, you hit me in the leg. And I'm like, okay, I'm done, guys. I need a robot leg. I got,
Yeah, so May the 4th is coming up really soon. But I think the big thing, we're going to theme out the month of May and basically focus on mental health awareness for the month of May. And
good
I'm
pick.
excited to see where that goes. I know that you've kind of taken the mantle or the helm on that one. And so that'll be some good conversations to be had. And especially, it's this sort of, I feel like May, it's kind of that coming over the hump of out of the cold months and coming into the warmer
Agreed.
months and just shaking off that mortal coil type of deal and going into, I don't know,
Maybe
maybe
not
that's the
mortal
wrong wording.
coil, maybe because that's your life. So
Okay,
maybe not
maybe not
that,
that.
but
Yeah,
it
yeah.
is mental health
Sorry.
awareness, though. You know, so maybe it's something
My
we need to
coffee
talk
still
about.
hasn't kicked in yet, so we're just gonna scratch that up to that
But
right
yeah, you
there.
shake off that, I think I don't remember which culture calls it, but they call depression like a heavy coat,
There it
like just a
is.
big wet coat, and you're carrying it and you're wearing it and you can't get out of it. Once you're able to get out of that depression, you've dropped that coat or what have you. And
Yeah.
so getting out of that, because I think everybody in a way is affected by the lack of sunlight. I mean, we all basically are houseplants. We need that light. And that's a known fact for everybody. Some of us, like myself, are much more affected than others. But I am to this point now, like I went out sometime in the last 5 days, a beautiful sunshiny day. It was warm and I didn't know what to do. I'm like looking at it and I'm almost just like a groundhog coming out. Is it actually sunny out here? What the heck? And for me, it was a huge change, and it's still waffling back into the winter here. I mean, we're not getting snow, but we're definitely getting cold weather, whatever. But there's
Yeah.
still, it was, the sun came up at 5:30, and
Yeah.
and the sun was up last night until about 8 or 8:30, I think, because
And
we were
it'll come up
still,
again tomorrow too. You can bet your bottom dollar.
yeah, it's a daily thing. But so early and so much light. And I finally understand why people have blackout curtains who don't actually work at night. Because
Mm.
I figured that was the only people that need. You work at nights, you need blackout curtains. No, you live in Wisconsin and it's 5:15 and the sun's up. And you're like, wait, what? And I love it because it means a lot more activity. It means a lot more movement. It means a lot more things getting done. Definitely growth, like plants and all that stuff and stuff for the kids. It's going to be a great summer. I am incredibly happy to be hitting this hump, as you called it, getting through this little part of
Yeah.
it. And May, I think, is appropriate, like you were saying, to be Mental Health Awareness Month, a time to sit back and, okay, where are you at? What's going on with you? What's going on with your kids? What's going on with your partner? How's your self care? Which is, I think, a question we should ask each other every day, really.
We were
Um,
talking about that a little bit last week too with the whole self-care thing and getting
mhm.
back into some things. So that's yeah, I kind of after having that conversation too, like I took it upon myself to pull my camera out and walked around the
Yeah.
house and took a bunch of photos. I don't know if you saw that or not. I posted them on Facebook, but basically, yeah, I walked around and it was cool because like we came across a toad that was jumping around in our garden, and I've got these awesome photos that are
Cool.
of this toad sitting on a leaf with water on it because we had just watered the garden, and so it was like that kind of stuff, or the bees that were flying around. Like I,
Mhm.
I snapped some
Yeah.
photos of that, but yeah, just
Sweet.
kind of getting photos of the flowers in the area and stuff. It was fun to be able to take those shots and then also to edit and post those up for people to be able to see. So I really enjoyed that and gonna try to do that on the regular because it was that fun.
I had a massage.
There you go.
And it was incredible. I had a deep tissue 1 hour long massage and I felt so good. I was giggling. I'm not kidding. She did my back and everything and got my legs and was working down my arms. And I told her even my hands hurt right now. And it's not like arthritis or pain or anything like, I'm not that old, but it's just like a soreness. And everything aches, everything hurts. And yeah. And she gets down and she's doing my hands. And it was almost like she was tickling me. I'm like, oh, that feels so good. And she was like, happy to do it or whatever. But like,
Yeah.
those are my hands. That doesn't make any sense. And she said, you type a lot, right? I'm like, yeah, I mean, I do. I spend a lot of time typing, actually. I'm at the computer a lot. And she goes, and you talk with I'm like, yeah, okay, all right. And she said, and you seem to be a fairly active person. Like you're picking up stuff, you're moving stuff, even when you're cooking. I'm like, yeah, but no, I don't know. And she's like, whatever. It felt good. I came out of there giddy. I mean, it was just like, oh, this is what I needed. And much like what you just said, I'm going to try to schedule it more regularly. And I don't think I can afford to do it every month or anything, but at least, twice a year or something to give myself that break, give myself
Yeah.
that care. Because I will say, if it was my wife that wanted it, Absolutely. What do you want it every week? What do you want to do? We'll do it. We'll figure it out. If it was my kids that wanted it or really needed it, I guess, absolutely. We'll do it every single time. But it's myself. That's okay. I can wait. No, can't do that to ourselves. And that's part of what we'll talk about too, I think, during for mental health awareness is you need to remember that you're important and you
Yeah.
have to recharge. So any of it, taking pictures, picking up your hobbies, whatever it might be, I love it. I love to hear that you did that. And I'll definitely go look for the pictures on Facebook.
Yeah, so I did that. Hopefully, I'll get out and do some fishing too, because it's definitely getting around to me like that time where you get out and go fish and see what you can get.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll see how that plays out as well. I was also looking on here for the month of May, which actually is photography month. There
Oh,
is
is it?
also, yeah, it is. There's also, along with Mental Health Awareness Month, is Military Appreciation Month, and coinciding with that on May 8th is Spouse Appreciation Day. So I know we have quite a few military families
Hmm.
within the organization. So this is kind of their month for that. For the kids, there's Clean Up Your Room Day on May 10th. I want to see I want to see before and after pictures. That's what I want to see. That's what I want to. Well, I really do. That's the contest. Let's see some before and after pictures because you know that getting your kid to clean their room is just it's like pulling teeth out of a tiger.
Yep.
Good luck.
Yep.
So
Depending
yeah,
on the kid, it is definitely, yeah, it is
yeah,
definitely a task, a chore.
yep.
Now, see, I wish I'd known that because I would have taken a picture of it before I cleaned my, because I just finally got done. My 13-year-old, she saw a bug in her room
Oh, I remember this. Yes.
and she just won't go back in there. And I'm like, what? So I go in, I pull all of the dirty clothes out of it. And she was gifted some clothes and she just took them and put them in with, we ended up having 3 loads of laundry. And it wasn't even necessarily like dirty, smelly laundry. It was just it'd been in there and we weren't sure. It had cat hair on it, of course. But I brought 3 loads of laundry and 1 bag of trash. And I said, okay, you got a lot of stuffies. Where are we at? And she's 13 now. And she goes, I really just want that one. So I've got 4 bags of stuffies that I'm going to put aside and not get rid of by any way whatsoever for when next week or next month she goes, oh God, I wish I had the owl back or whatever. But it was a mess. And I went in, cleaned it all out, swept it. I put down a couple of little glue boards for her because she feels like that's going to keep the bugs out. Okay, whatever. It'll catch the bugs. It's not going to keep them out, but whatever you need to do to sleep in your room. And sure enough, she didn't do it. But the before and after are great.
Okay.
Should have
Okay.
done that. Now that I know, I can't do it with my other kids.
Well, after you've spent the entire day on the 10th of trying to get your kid to, deal with their room, just remember that May 11th through the 17th is craft beer week. You can just medicate yourself on that, I guess, a little bit. I don't know.
Yeah, okay, I'll medicate. Won't be beer, but I'll medicate.
There you go. Yeah. The 26th is distillery day, craft distillery day. So that's,
All
I know
right,
for all of
cool.
our whiskey guys, that'll be another big one.
Now I like that. We have a local distillery. I'll have to go down and see what they're doing.
There you go. Yeah. Check that out. I'm curious to see what produces around here. Honestly, it's always interesting. But yeah,
That's
man,
something new.
there's definitely lots of things going on in May. Kind of to back up a little bit from there too is also Foster Care Day, May
Hmm.
5th, which
Very
you
important
know
for a lot of
May
our
4th.
members.
And you got May 4th is May the 4th be with you, and then you've got May 5th, which is basically the Mandalorian's Foster Care Day for Grogu. That's how that works out.
Gotcha. Yeah,
Yeah,
that
see how
works.
that plays out.
It all ties together. Well done. Well done.
Very much, very much. So that's May the. That's also what is it? May the 5th is something like the Sith, I believe. That's their day, I think, but I can't remember.
They don't get a day. No.
But no, foster care definitely is big within the organization as well. I know that's a big thing, especially like in my dad's group. There's quite a few of those guys in
Hmm.
there, along with just, in the dad's groups around the country. I've been able to connect with a lot of different foster care dads, and it's been really cool just to see their stories and see kind of their journey through all of that. I've got a good buddy who they went from a family of 3 to a family of 5 because they ended up fostering and adopting a brother and a sister. So uh,
Sweet.
definitely have
That's
seen that
wonderful.
process in firsthand. So yeah,
Hmm.
definitely very cool experience, very emotional experience. but good nonetheless. Lots happening in the next few weeks. But yeah, I'm very excited to see kind of how things play out for just talking about mental health awareness and seeing where that is. And I think that's something we'll discuss in more detail next week a little bit. But we also have a guest coming in next week too. One of our speakers for Home Dad Con will be here, and we'll talk a little bit about their topic, and that'll just get us that much closer to being in Chicago in October. Yeah, that's all I got for today, man. It's
Cool. Same.
nice little show. Anybody who is listening wants to help us get our show out there to other folks, please, and share the show as the posts go out, and leave a review on whatever you're listening to the show on. We really appreciate that as well. It helps us with getting our name out there more, and hopefully more dads will be able to have us in their ears. We'll talk to you all next week.
Good night, everybody.
I'm a dad, that's what I do.